Hi everyone. Happy weekend. It's a beautiful fall day here in Vermont. And this is Jen from Tarot Spirit with your weekly reading. Today I'm using the Goddess Tarot. I haven't used these cards in a really long time. So I don't know. Each deck sort of has its own energy. So we'll see how these work. Last week I really struggled with my reading. It didn't quite gel for me. We have the King of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. Um, so there was a lot of dynamic energy from the King, leadership, um, abilities needed. The Nine of Cups was a lot of emotional happiness. And with the Two of Pentacles, though, feeling like you were juggling a lot. Um, and I still really, I don't know. My intuition wasn't really feeling it last week. So let's see if I can how things are today. See if it makes any sense. So let's just jump right into it. Ah, my son's home downstairs, so I am kind of up here hiding in my room. So we got temptation. So that's what, 15. So that's the devil card in this deck. Um, so that's a really great key word for the devil card, temptation. Um, for me, the devil card is all about our demons, our inner demons, which I think a lot of the times our inner demons are the negative thoughts that constantly circle around and around and around in our heads and undermine everything we try to do. I don't know why they get there, where they come from, but they seem to be just a constant uh, highlight reel of all the bad things we think that we've done that we just refuse to forgive ourselves for and move on. Um, so the devil warns against that. I mean, very literally, it can be something like, drinking too much, going out too much, being on the computer too much. I mean, anything that you do sort of to excess that causes, uh, a negative impact on your life or those around you that are in your life. Um, but I really think it's for the devil to be very mindful of of how you treat yourself, of that thought process that kind of goes around and around and around in our heads, and making sure that we're giving ourselves a break and not being our own worst enemy and creating just a constant negative cycle of events. Spiritually, we need to forgive ourselves and let some things go, a lot of things go, most things go. And I guess try to think of yourself as a friend, your really good friend. You don't hold on to things. I mean, there's certain things maybe you hold on to with even friends, but not very many. And you're usually pretty forgiving and can see things that they've done in the bigger perspective of life. And um, I think people always really struggle with that, and it causes a lot of problems. So let's move on to the next card. The Prince of Swords. Yeah, so the Prince is I can't remember if this deck has Prince, if this is the Knight or the Princess. Actually, I'm going to quickly, while I'm talking here, look through and see if I can. Oh, there are Princes. So this is a Knight. So Knights are change, and Swords is all about um, mental clarity. And once you've gained that mental clarity, you can take action. So there's kind of two sides, like a double-edged sword. Well, that was bad. But seriously, part of it is cutting away sort of emotion and maybe this negative filter that we view our life through. I've said that recently before, but that causes a lot of problems and unhappiness for us. Um, just the way we look at the world, we can be constantly putting a negative, unhappy spin that makes things a lot harder than they have to. So he really says, that needs to change. You need to strip away all that um, emotional garbage that we carry around and really sort of clinically look at what do you want? Where are you going? And he he is a advent for change. Um, so let's see where we're going here. We put it all together. Oh, the moon. So this week might be a little bit of a tough week. Um, we're trying. So the moon is about feeling emotionally confused. Um, things are, you're just trying to really get clarity, and you're not feeling like you're able to do that. I like to say if you've ever been outside at night during a full moon, um, things are distorted. They don't look the way they do when the sun is out. So shadows can your mind can sort of um, run away with you and sort of make things out of shadows, and there's a lot of fear and worry and distortion that goes along with the moon. Because if you think about when the sun comes out the next day, you're like, oh, that was just a shadow from a tree branch blowing in the wind, or that was just the chair making a funny shadow. So um, the the Prince of Swords here is really saying, it's time to sort of both the Devil card and the Moon card are similar in the sense that there are a lot of worry, and the devil, our worry takes us to a place of maybe unhealthy behaviors, and the moon is sort of um, mentally unhealthy behaviors, just again in that negative cycle, just like the devil of just struggle and maybe putting ourselves down. So we need to change that, and that's what the prince is saying. We need to cut away all that crap, and strip the emotions away is really the important part of the message here, um, because they just sort of cloud our judgment and cause us to maybe overreact or over worry or over magnify things that maybe aren't quite as bad as they seem. When the sun comes out the next day, they're not going to be as bad. So um, looks like maybe a tough week. I think I'm not an astrologist or by any means, but I think Mercury is in retrograde, and this seems like a pretty um, good spread for that type of energy. So really consult your practical friends if you're struggling and worrying about something this week, and help and listen to them, and they'll help keep you straight and let you know if you're over worrying about something. Um, but sometimes, the moon is exhilarating. Being out in a full moon on a crisp fall night is kind of a really exciting place. Um, and every once in a while, it's kind of fun to go with the devil too. So maybe if you've been too straight laced, maybe it's time to take a little walk with the devil in the full moon. Just a little bit. Everything in moderation, right? Um, but don't beat yourself up if you only do it every once in a while. Don't beat yourself up too much about it. It's okay to have a little fun now and again. Um, so don't try not to worry too much this week. There's going to be a lot of turmoil, I think. But change, the Prince's change, which is a knight in other decks, is the advent of change, and change can be um, very difficult for people. So if you're one of those people that really struggle with change, you may be making a whole lot out of it that maybe it isn't quite so bad. Um, Lots of times when change happens, you can either be part of the problem or part of the solution. It's a place where sort of the soldier can earn some stripes. So maybe instead of focusing on how difficult and how worried and it's going to be different and I don't know if I can do it, um, the Prince of Swords would just figure out what's going on and how can I help and jump on board and just think, well, this is something new that's happening. It's something we have to do, and I'm just going to do it. And I'm not going to sit here and worry about it to the point where I, eat an entire chocolate cake or I sit up worrying all night and think about changing my whole life over this one thing. Um, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks a lot. Bye.